back to Sunday Q&A. Last week I didn't actually do a Sunday Q&A because I don't remember what I was doing. I think I had a headache or something, so I just went to bed early and just kind of went from there. So today we are doing the Sunday Q&A, and today I was working on the Pulsar, I was working on the van, I worked on quite a few cars, I worked on the Charger a little bit. What I'm going to try to accomplish this week, I think, with the Charger is to actually, I should have done this probably prior, but I was so busy body working the Charger. I need to have my fixture table laser cut, and then I need to weld it together, which I don't think it'll be too far out. So I should be able to take the file to him tomorrow, and hopefully by Friday we can have the fixture table. I've already pretty much compared both the rear subframe, the Trackhawk rear subframe and the Charger rear subframe. They're pretty similar. There are a few features that I need to add to the Charger one, or, you know, I'm going to make a whole brand new subframe, but we'll figure that out once I get to it. Usually when I'm fabricating stuff, it goes pretty quick, unless I start bending brackets and stuff like that, which I'm not exactly sure if I will do with this one. This first one, I might build the first one out of some Dom, and then I might just then build the second one out of chrome moly or something like that. So I'm not exactly sure, but I just want to get all the Trackhawk rear suspension on it. Then I can work on the front one, get all the Trackhawk front suspension with the diff and all that stuff done. So it's needs to get done. So I might as well just start it now. It's going to take like a month break from the car, but after seeing it together, it makes me want to drive it more. So yeah, I'll just continue working on it till it's done, so then I can drive it. So let's see what you guys are saying. Can I ask a question? That's why I have Sunday Q&As, so people can ask me questions. What's up? Let's see. Love the Magnum. Thanks. What's up, dude? Loving the wagon. Thanks. Hey, Dave. Paint looks great. Thanks. I appreciate it. It did take a lot of time. As you guys, you guys watch the videos. Painting isn't just a cut and dry thing. You always run into issues. Each body panel is different. Nothing is the same. I mean, when you're spraying paint, it's always going to be different. I mean, you try to spray the same way each time, but you have to adjust. If you don't adjust, that's when you get striping or blotchiness, or when you're spraying clear, you get runs and stuff like that. So, or get dry spots. That's the one thing I learned pretty early on about painting bumpers and stuff that's more intricate and as you guys probably see in the videos, I always have that flashlight to kind of see into nooks and crannies and around the edges, because you can paint a bumper, but there's always, the backs of the bumpers, on the Charger bumper, on the front bumper, it has that little strip, and it was very hard to get. I was able to get base in there, and it's 100% cleared. So it's just one of those things. It's just very tedious. So I'm glad that all I have left to do is paint, some door handles, the parking sensors, and the rear hatch, and then we're pretty much done with painting. I think we are done with painting, and then I can just focus on fabrication, engine building, assembly, because assembly goes very quick, as you guys have seen. Putting all the body panels on the car really took a day, so that was a nice change of pace. It also was a nice change of pace. If you guys have been looking at my Instagram, I got a Tesla Model X P100D. Had the sport drive unit. I'll have the video out for that tomorrow, but I have a project coming up that I'm going to do with that. I was actually looking at it. I almost want to bolt it into the Magnum, because the front bolt spacing on the Tesla subframe is the same spacing as the Magnum subframe. So I could drill out the rear, and I bet you it just 100% bolt into the Magnum. But we'll worry about that later. And I'm not really gonna do too much with the Tesla project for a little bit, unless I have some spare time. So I just want to get the, I bought it from the auction, and tomorrow's video will just be what I found in it, what it's worth, kind of what I paid for it and stuff like that. So let's see. Very excited to see the finished product. I've been watching since the beginning. Thanks. I appreciate you staying and watching the videos. what's next on the Charger? So the next thing on the Charger, like I said, I want to get all the suspension knocked out. That really is the next thing. So I'm going to do this, the front and the rear subframe, and get all the Trackhawk suspension on their car. I have the front mock-up subframe already done. The rear will be pretty simple. Really, all I'm doing on the rear is kind of narrowing it, because the horns where it bolts onto the unibody on the Trackhawk, it's just a little bit wider than the Charger. So I could, if I wanted to, I could just chop off the horns on the Trackhawk subframe, weld on the Charger ones, and call it a day. But you know, you guys know me. I can't do things the easy way, I guess. So if you've been following my van build too. So yeah. Cheers from Magnum owner. Love your build. Thanks, I appreciate that. You're a damn perfectionist. Gotta love it, Dave. Thanks, I appreciate it. I know a lot of people love the OCD side of, you know, there's a few other YouTubers out there, and I feel like that's the reason why a lot of you stick around. I mean, there's the guy that cleans cars. I forgot what his name is, but Obsessed. I think it's Obsessed something. So I do the detail stuff. I know there's a few other channels that are pretty OCD, and I think people like kind of the people that are meticulous with what they do. There's plenty of hack job channels out there, so I think it's just kind of a nice change of pace. Plus, you know, I bring the engineering aspect to my YouTube channel, which I don't think very many other channels do. So it's big up. Thanks. What's up? Car looking amazing. Thanks. Greetings from New Zealand, Dave. Hoping you are well. Rampage looks fantastic. I like that you tell people it's not Photoshop. Suzuki's waiting patiently. Thanks, Patrick. I know it's one of those things. So I probably wouldn't have, you know, said that it wasn't photoshopped, but that dude that sketches pretty much watched my video, sketched exactly what I was going to build, and it looks exactly the same. So it's if I found the same background to park the car in front of, it would look like the same exact picture, because it's the same color and everything, and it looks very similar. So yeah, I definitely wanted people to know that wasn't just another Photoshop, because there's so many of them out there. There's like, I think six cars out there. I think the only other car that is a true conversion, but it was a Magnum converted to a Charger, was that green one. And like I've said before, I mean, it's I don't know. I think it's very poorly done. So I guess we'll see once mine's running and driving. But the bodywork on it, definitely, I took my time in it. So, do you have a deadline on when you want to be done? So I most likely need to have it done for SEMA. The one thing, I was talking to a few companies. Supposedly, I was supposed to have the car in a booth, but you know, I haven't heard anything from the company. They're supposed to send me their product. They never did. It's been like 3 months now, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully, you know, everything gets worked out, and you know, things still happen like they're supposed to, and then I could just kind of count on that. But you know, I don't want to wait too long until, you know, it's too late to maybe go with another company or something like that. So we'll see. But I definitely wanted it done way before SEMA. So I'm really going to be trying to get this done, because like I've said before, I've wanted to drive this summer. So what I could do, and if I wanted to, I could just like buy a Hellcat Charger, swap everything over, but it would be all-wheel drive. The whole point of this project is to make a Hellcat station wagon that's fast, that's all-wheel drive, that runs good times. I mean, it's just the project is supposed to be the best of all worlds. So, you know, I really don't want to put a Hellcat swap in it, but if I needed to have it drive, I mean, I could literally Hellcat swap that car in about 6 hours. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. Love the way the car turned out. Waiting to see the finish. Thanks. Magnum looks awesome. I miss my '08 Magnum now. I get that a lot. A lot of people say that in videos. They're like, man, I really wish I could get rid of my Magnum, or I have a Magnum and I really like it more now. And it's just cool to, bring something. I feel like the Magnum was kind of in this kind of niche um, group of people that really liked them, but it was kind of fading. And I think the conversions are really kind of bringing it back, because there's the BMW wagons that are really nice, the Audi wagons. Every car manufacturers seem to have their super fast wagons, but Dodge just kind of has let it slip away. And I think, what when I started this project, what I wanted to build was something that Dodge kind of let slip away, and just to kind of bring it back. When I started it, nobody else was doing it. It was just literally a thought in my head. I talked about it for probably 5 months while I was ordering parts and figuring out how I was going to do it. Like I said before, or if you guys have watched, some people have been here the whole time. If you're new to the channel, it pretty much took 6 or 7 months to get all the wide body parts from Dodge. Getting a whole group of parts from Dodge is a very difficult issue. So it took a long time to get that. Then I went to New York and picked them up. There's videos on all of it. So now there's a few more of these popping up. A lot of them are just Magnums with facelifts, which I plan on actually doing to my other Magnum, the '08 one that was Scat Pack swapped. I will be throwing a Hellcat swap in it, or a Red Eye swap in it eventually, facelifting it, repaint, doing body work on it, repainting it. And I'll probably, I might end up giving that car away just so it's kind of relevant. I was also thinking about maybe doing a giveaway on my Challenger wide body Hellcat, just so I don't have, I have a lot of cars, and the fact is I don't need multiple Hellcats. So once the Charger is done, that's going to be pretty much my main car, not my main car, but there's once I have it done, there's not going to be really a reason for me to drive the Challenger Hellcat. So, I think a giveaway on those two cars would be a really good way to, let some of my viewers kind of get something out of watching the videos, as well as me recoup some funds from the builds and stuff, and to put them into future builds. So we'll see. It's still kind of an idea. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to do it. I really want to do it. It's kind of scary to give a car that's that expensive away, especially the Challenger. So we'll see. Once the Charger's done, I'll really have an idea if I want to do it or not, and then we'll just kind of go from there. But yeah, I cannot wait to drive the Charger. Let's see. Will you ceramic coat the paint? So most likely I'm going to end up ceramic coating the paint. I was going to have the whole car clear broad, and it ended up that I'm in Colorado and there's no companies, or there's nobody that really does a good job that's going to clear broad the car. So at that point, I might as well just, cut and buff it myself, ceramic coat it, not spend $10,000 on a half-assed job clear bra, and just save myself some money. So I really wish I could just drop the car off, have it done, get it back. But like everything, I mean, it's just one of those things about living in Colorado. It seems like Colorado is this weird place where there's a lot of shops that do a lot of things, but nobody does their jobs 100%. So it's just, and I guess I have more, I don't know, I feel like I have more knowledge to how things should be done. And I talked to a few clear bra places, and usually when you take a car and it costs $10,000 to, because I know some Porsches are sent out of state and they get paint corrected clear broad, it's like 10 grand. And when they paint correct it, they pretty much cut and buff the whole car, wet sand the whole car, cut and buff it, and then clear broad. So I talked to a few companies in Colorado. They said, well, we just lay the clear bra over whatever's there. If there's some scratches or imperfections, what they said was the clear bra actually fills those in. And I was like, no, I'm not going to take my car to you guys, even though it's just out of the booth and just painted. that mentality just doesn't sit right with me. So I'm probably just going to end up ceramic coating it and just call it a day. I mean, it will be what it is. If anything happens, I can just repaint the panels that have issues. But I don't think, other than rock chips, I don't think we'll have any real issues other than, if somebody backs into my car or sideswipes me or does something crazy like that, which I'm actually pretty afraid of. So let's see. Everyone thinks it's spray and go. They don't realize man hours in body and prep. Yeah, so if you think painting's easy, there's so many other things that you have to do when you paint. So masking a car takes like 8 hours. If you mask a car, literally just take 8 hours out of your day, and you're just like, that's masking a car. So and it looks really quick in videos. I mean, like cleaning it, masking it, not even getting to the painting part. I mean, that's a lot of time there. And in videos, it looks like 5 seconds. So yeah, it's just a misconception. A lot of people that are watching the videos haven't actually done it, so they don't have the knowledge behind how long things take and stuff like that. So it does take a very long time. That color indigo, the color, a lot of people have been asking what the color is. It's actually a factory Dodge color. It's called Frostbite Blue. The reason I picked it was because it has such a different effect wherever the car's at or what the lighting is. If the lighting's dim, it has a nice, darker blue, but if it's, if it catches any light, it really shows the body lines, and that's really what I wanted. So that's why I chose the color. I was almost thinking about choosing a tri-coat, but at the same time, this color just really pops on the car, and it's really what I wanted from the beginning. So there's also, video of me picking the color and them making it at Sherwin-Williams. As I said before, Sherwin-Williams has been helping me out. Black Ops Auto Works has been helping me out. AAD Performance has been helping me out. Also, Mopar Online Parts have been helping me out. I mean, I have a few companies that I've been working with. So hopefully I could add to the list with this car, and we can just continue to work together and just kind of go from there. And I've been using Sherwin-Williams paint since the beginning, so it's just kind of nice to be able to work with a company that I've been using a long time. Also, Mopar Online Parts, I have been using them for a few builds, so it's just nice to continue to work with companies, so you don't have to go out and find new ones and stuff like that. So love the carbon fiber on the roof. The paint is awesome. Thanks, I appreciate it. So how will the car be registered, as it is built out of 2 different cars? Will you get your own custom VIN, or will it be a Magnum or Charger? So technically I could register it under the Charger VIN, but I could also, so it's more than 2 cars that are in this car. I think there's like 4 cars into it. So technically I could take the 4 titles down to our state patrol does all the reassigned VINs. So they would reassign me a VIN, and the car would be then a 2021 Dodge Charger, and it'd be classified as a station wagon. So technically, I've almost been thinking about it. So, and it would be a Hellcat as well. So I'm really thinking about doing that, because then it, the title will read exactly what I want it to read. So and I talked to the state trooper about it, and he was like, yeah, I mean, we'll just classify it as this, because that's what it is. And it'd just be really cool to have that on the title. So it almost looked like it was produced by Dodge or something like that. So I'm really thinking about that. I could just register it with a title for the Charger that it was, but I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this having a title that actually shows that it's a station wagon. So it's the little things, I guess. What's up, Dave? Magnum is looking awesome. Now I want one. I think a lot of people want one. I think it wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't cost, I feel like it wouldn't cost Dodge any more money than them making a Charger or a Charger Scout or a Charger Hellcat. I mean, it's just crazy that they don't make them. I mean, it'd be so easy. So there really wouldn't be a whole new design. They would just pretty much be putting a hatch on it, or they'd probably do some crazy stuff with the hatch and stuff like that to update it. But even what I did, I feel like how I did it, it still looks pretty modern. So it looks like it goes with the car. I don't think it looks out of place, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. It's not like it's just stuck on there. You know, I'm not. I guess I'm not going to talk shit about other people's cars, but there are a few out there that I don't like how they look. Okay. We are almost done, Dave. It looks great, brother. This is like watching the man go to the moon in what? Put the flag on it. Keep up the good work. Junkyard gang. Hell yeah. Junkyard gang. I don't know if Jose would get mad about that, but hell yeah. Will you polish and ceramic coat the paint? So I did decide I really don't want to do it because it's such a large car, but I'm gonna wet sand and buff the car and then ceramic coat it. So yes, it's gonna get done. It's gonna take a long time to do. It's gonna be very tedious. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna get done though. So now watch Dodge make a Magnum in the next couple years. That build is 100. Thanks, I appreciate that. How much does it cost so far? So, I really don't keep track very much of the costs on it. I know I'm probably still under like 50,000, something like that. But the roof was like 10 grand. So it wouldn't have been so much if it was just one and done. But we had to do it like 4 times. So yeah, it was definitely expensive to do the roof. But it is what it is. I really I didn't want something that was welded together or for the roof. I just wanted something that was nice and clean, one piece, which I got from the carbon fiber roof. So and I love how it looks. It really brings out the best in the car. And when you see it, I mean, you really can't tell it's there until you look. You look closer, the sun catches it. It's just one of those things. It's just people aren't going to realize it until they realize it. So when are you starting the hatch? So I'm going to paint the hatch. The hatch will be the last thing that I make out of carbon fiber, or the last thing I do. I want the car running and driving, and then I'll do the hatch, because I don't want to just be dragging the the whole carbon fiber thing out forever. I mean, it does take a long time. The hatch should be a lot easier because it's a lot smaller. It's not 6 feet long by 3.5 feet wide. So the hatch is pretty much like this wide on one spot and this wide on the other spot, and I can run two feeds on that and shouldn't have any issues, and then suck it from the center where the window would be. So yeah, we'll get the hatch done, but it'll be last on making it out of carbon fiber. I'll have it painted and everything though. Probably this week or next week I'll paint that thing. I pretty much just block it out, and I'm going to paint the top just gloss black, and the bottom of it the same color as the car. And then when I do that, I'll paint the door handles, the mirror caps, and the parking sensors, and that's it. Paint is fire. Love the build. Keep them coming. Thanks. I appreciate that. Don't rush. Oh, I'm not. I want to drive it, but okay. It always had to be the hard way, even if it was the easy way. Idea of making Tesla powertrain with other Magnum would be lit. Yeah, I don't know. The front subframe, the front the 2 bolts for the subframe would just directly bolt into the Magnum. It's the same exact, but on the rear, it's not that far off. It's like 1.5 inches off, so it would be like 0.75 inches that I have to drill out those mounts a little bit more, and I don't know what the spacing is because they're a little bit off-centered. So I mean, it could be done probably pretty easy. I almost probably could have that thing in like a day, but um, then I need a battery pack and I need a controller. And then other than that, I really want to do something that is front wheel drive. I was thinking about a Civic, like a K series Civic with a Tesla, 600 horse in the back, 600 horse in the front, have a 1200 horsepower Civic that does, like sevens or something like that, because you have 600 horses of an instantaneous power. And, that motor does, I think in the Model X, that motor does, I forgot what Chris told me. I think it was, I don't know if it was 2.7 or 2.7 or something like that in like 0 to 60. I think that's what he told me. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 2.7 seconds, 0 to 60. So, I mean, a Civic would be crazy like that. But there's a few other front wheel drive cars that I've been looking at, and I just don't want to overwhelm myself. I want to get the Charger done first. So I've been buying other projects and kind of working on them on the side, like the van. The ambulance van is almost ready to run and drive. I'll have a video out for that probably this week, and then I need to start working on the 6.4, get that thing running and driving. Just need to replace those turbochargers is going to be the most difficult part of that. But and then the Pulsar, I worked on that a little bit today, so it will be just some off and on stuff I'll be making videos on, and main focus is the Charger though, so we can get that finished. Let's see. You rock. Good inspiration. Thanks. Hey man, what glue are you using on the roof? So for the roof, I use panel bond. It pretty much bonds anything together. Where I bonded it, I pretty much scuffed it with some 80 grit on both surfaces, and then I clamped it down. So, and that's pretty much any body shop that replaces a roof. That's how they glue the new roofs on. Where the roof touches those rails, I use some expanding foam. It's automotive. It's what's supposed to be there, and it pretty much just glues that so the roof doesn't flex while you're driving, and it pretty much reduces road noise. And then the seam sealer to just go over the panel bond, because panel bond, it'll shrink, and if you paint over it, it'll kind of distort. It really won't look that good. Seam sealer is more even. It's flexible. It's really what it's made for, is that seam right there. So congrats on all the hard work so far. It's looking sick. Thanks, bro. Your build is sick. Keep up the good work. Thanks. What's the latest on the clear bra? So clear bra, I don't know. If I can find a company that actually will do it right, I'll have them do it. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So I'm most likely just going to buff it, ceramic coat it, and it'll look. If you think it looks good now, it's going to look like glass. So yeah, that's coming in the next couple weeks as well. So we'll be doing all kinds of stuff, I guess. How are you going to make the all-wheel drive subframe? So I've already made the mock-up subframe. All I have to do is turn it into a tubular subframe, which won't be very hard. So I'll make a jig off of that subframe, then I'll make a tubular subframe off of that jig. So we can get that done pretty quickly, but I want to do the rear one first, because the front one, I guess I do have all the suspension stuff for the front one, but I don't know. I'd rather have the rear one done, because I have the diff, and I'm not gonna have to bolt an engine or anything in the front. So probably do the rear one first and then the front one. When is the next video? So tomorrow will be the Tesla video. I'll probably have, I'm not sure if I'll have a video Tuesday, but I'll definitely have a video Wednesday. That'll probably be the van video, I'm guessing. And then Friday I'll have a Charger video, or Thursday or something like that. So I'm trying to get back to dailies now that I'm not constantly just body working a car and painting it, because it does consume a lot of time. But yeah, hopefully we can get back to dailies and just kind of go from there, and just get this car done, because I want to be able to drive it. I know a lot of people want to see it actually sitting proper, because it is a monster truck right now with no weight in it. For the hatch on your Magnum project, are you going to do the entire hatch in carbon or just the skin? Will you make it in two pieces or doing full carbon? So it's going to be, the whole hatch is going to be carbon fiber, but the way you do a hatch or a door or a hood or any of that, you do a two-piece mold, then you make both parts, then you glue them together, because there's really no way to vacuum bag that shape, because you want to have it some structure in there. You want it to be rigid. So once you bond those two pieces together, then it's 100% like it would be normal, and except it'll be like 75% lighter, which will be really nice because the hatch is pretty heavy. So cool to see the red and blue Magnum together. So cool to see the red and blue Magnum together. You probably couldn't take the smile off your face. I really do like the color differences, the red and the blue. There's so many different things you can do with red and blue cars. I have seen some 1960s Chevy cars where they painted the engine bay and painted over the VIN label on the firewall. That seems like a mistake, no matter how good the rest of the build is. Do what? The VINs are stamped on these cars. Go all-wheel drive and set yourself apart from everyone. Show off and show up. Yeah, so the plan is all-wheel drive. If I did throw a rear-wheel drive swap in it, it would just be momentarily, just so I could shut some people up. So about the car not running and driving, but a Camaro wagon would be nice. Camaro wagon, I don't know how that'd look. Go all-wheel drive. Would your all-wheel drive mod work on a new Charger RT or Scat Pack? Yes, it's going to be expensive, and I think the issue behind how I did it, using the better tranny, the Trackhawk tranny, the 8HP 95, which is a very bulletproof transmission, is that I had to cut the floor up. Nobody's going to want to buy, they're not going to take, unless, there's some people that have a lot of money that don't really care. I was almost thinking about doing it to my Hellcat, but I want to get the Charger up first. So the thing behind it is you have to cut the floor up, you have to cut all kinds of stuff up, and to a lot of people, they're not going to do that. They're not going to sacrifice their perfectly good car to cut up, unless they're trying to beat some people. I mean, if you want a fast car, all-wheel drive is really the way to go. I mean, the Trackhawks are they're crazy fast. I mean, a Trackhawk is, for how heavy it's just crazy how fast they are, how fast they accelerate, and everything. So yes, the subframe would bolt in. You can modify the tranny tunnel like I did. You can bolt that all-wheel drive transmission in there, and it's going to take a smaller drive shaft, but they're it's not very much modification. I mean, it's a lot of cutting, but it's not crazy. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it could be done. The weight and shipping issues with parts was nuts for sure. Yeah, I mean, the weight in the shipping, pretty much, and the same thing happened with the Challenger. It really, adds like 6 to 7 months. Actually, it probably added 8 months to it, because then I had to go pick it up, which I really wanted to pick it up and not have to worry about anything getting damaged or lost or anything like that. So that is a big part of the projects, and in time I didn't have the parts that I needed soon enough to be able to get all the rear quarter panels and everything grafted in. So I had to, just wait, and I did other things, and just pretty much just waiting and waiting and waiting for these parts. But now that it's painted, I mean, it's really just a few things. I mean, once I've already talked to Mopar Online Parts. They're looking up I need some wiring harnesses. What I need, so I have a title. I need, I pretty much need the wiring harness, the ECU, the BCM, a key, and the engine harness, and we should be good to go to have everything working. And then I could put all that stuff in the car, and I could get all the carpets and stuff in there once that wiring harness is in. So, yeah, that's also another thing that I really need to get done. I also need to, I really don't want to buy another Challenger, but I need to get a dash frame and a dash and all the gauge cluster and all that stuff. So hopefully I can find that stuff. And it's almost usually cheaper to just buy a car for me, because then I could just have all those extra parts and not have to really worry about piecing stuff together. Piecing stuff together really bothers me, because there's always something I need. Like I was getting stuff for the interior for the charger, and I have I have 2 parts chargers and a bunch, I have a parts Challenger, and I'm just going through boxes of parts, and I'm like, oh, I need this, make a pile, come home, throw all the stuff in the car, and we're good to go. Instead of ordering this and ordering that, and then figuring out that you need something else, and then having to order and wait for it. So I really do like the parts cars. Hey Dave, love your old car content. Thanks. I like my JDM cars. I really do like like I just got the Pulsar GTR, and then my Z. I drove the Z today. I drove a couple. I drove the RX-7 today, and the only thing I didn't drive was a Hellcat. I mean, I should have. Oh, there's a few other cars that I didn't drive, but it's kind of fun cruising older's like 90s cars around, even though they're, I don't know, even though sometimes they have issues. So. I hope the giveaway includes New Zealand. So I was almost thinking about doing the giveaway. So it's just, and I've talked to Trevor about it, and he said it's probably better for me to just do a normal giveaway. But I was almost thinking about doing a Patreon only giveaway, and then having it, because there's so many legalities for other countries, and you have to register with them, and this and that. If I just pretty much just said the car was, pretty much like worth, $50 or something like that, and then just included every country, and, said that the person that wins it has to figure out shipping to their country, and so on. I mean, I just feel like that's so much better for my subscribers, especially the ones, I have quite a few subscribers overseas, and I don't feel like it'd be that difficult to have, a Hellcat clear customs or something like that, especially a stock one. So, I've really been thinking about it. I mean, it would be kind of cool to include everybody. Most giveaways, just include the people in the U.S. And there's so many legal things, which is such BS. I mean, it just really impedes, the fun. So, hopefully we can figure it out and just kind of go from there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having everybody that watches my channel be able to participate. My Magnum 2008 engine just seized yesterday. I'd love to have the red Magnum you converted. So the red Magnum I converted actually doesn't have an engine in it currently, because I sold that swap. So it will be getting a like a Hellcat or Red Eye swap eventually. So it's not going to disappear. It's just down for the moment. Do you do meetups? Just found out I live like a block away. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I meet people all the time. There's a guy that has a Grand National that came by one time. There's a guy up the street that has all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I don't really mind. I mean, it's not that big a deal to me. So Yeah, I'll do them. I mean, just come over if I'm outside and say what's up. I mean, I don't really care. I know a lot of people are weird about it, but let's see. I don't know why I thought you was in Canada. I don't know. Probably because my post on the stage, yeah. So that might be it. That might be it. I think maybe it's because of spoon on the wall. I don't know. Waiting for the GTIR 240Z content, and what happened with the Mazda RX-7? Which RX-7? I have two. The FC runs and drives perfectly. The FD, I have been designing an intake for it for way too long. I also have this 3D printer that keeps the filament keeps clogging, so I just need to print that so then I can send the intake manifold off to be machined, and then I can drive it again. So it's FC runs and drives. FD could run and drive if I put it back together, I guess. So yeah, they're just kind of chilling. Like, what do you do ETA on completion? So I wanna have it done by summer. So or before summer. So and there's not really much left to do. I really just need to get the subframes done. I could bolt all the suspension in it, and then I need wiring harness and key. I need to have the engine built or build it myself. I might at first just use the transmission how it is and not build it because it should still be able to hold 1,000 horsepower, and but it should be running and driving relatively quick. And then I could go and pretty much just all those knick-knacky things like the headliner and the interior stuff and ducts and fender liners and stuff like that, I could just do as I get to them. So, and I have to order that stuff. So it'll probably take like a couple months to get here. So I need to order those fender liners, and I've already talked to the guy about ordering the wiring harness and the ECUs and stuff like that. So we could figure that out. Let's see. I'm not sure what that means. Hi from Australia. With all the body mods and mechanical mods, do you have to get it inspected to drive on the road? No, the US doesn't care. They don't care. You could build wherever you want here and drive it on the road, as long as it has headlights, turn signals, brake lights, stop lights, and running lights. It's good to go. It doesn't have to run and drive that good. It doesn't even have to have airbags. The airbags don't even have to work, even if it did have airbags. It's Wild Wild West. I don't know what this passive income question it keeps popping up is about. Is it going to be a track car or more like drag? So I really don't like drag racing. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do a few passes here and there just to have fun. I don't like just sitting in line when it's a couple hundred degrees out and just waiting in line for to go down the track when your car's super heat soaked, and then you're like, oh, I ran like a 10 or a 9 or an 8 or something like that. So the car should run high eights is what I'm really guessing it's going to run, but I'll take it down the drag strip a few times. I'll do more road course stuff, street stuff like that. I mean, I really enjoy the racetrack instead of the drag strip. It just gets so boring. I mean, you just go down the track. You're like, oh, I got this piece of paper with a slip. At the racetrack, you can pass people and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more fun to me, I guess. That'd be cool to get it reclassified as a 2021 Dodge. Yes, that really that really appeals to me for some reason. So, when you're finished, are you going to drive around to get reactions like at the Dodge dealership. Yeah, I do plan on getting reactions. I plan on driving to other states, probably around the country. I was going to do that with my Hellcat, and then the whole this whole BS stuff hit last year, and then I didn't actually end up being able to do it because everything got closed down. So um, yeah, hopefully this year, once the car's finished, I could go around, meet up with some subscribers. They could check the car out. I want to do Rocky Mountain Race Week with it, but it was already full, so that's unfortunate, and everything. So we'll be doing some other stuff with it, but just need to get it done. We'll be going to SEMA. He'll be there, so people will be able to see it, and I'll try to meet up with subscribers, let them check the car out, do stuff with the car. I mean, it should be pretty fast, so I should be able to have some fun with it, and be able to race some people and have fun with that. But we'll see what happens. I do like reaction videos though; they're actually pretty fun. So it would be considered a 2021 Dodge Charger wagon all-wheel drive Hellcat if you do the 4 title registration. Yeah, it's not, it's a reassigned VIN is what it's called, but yeah, that's what it would be classified as. Dave, good evening from Ontario, Canada. I started watching with the Charger build, and you are the master. How did you learn your skills, from schooling or by experience? So pretty much most of the stuff that I learned how to do, I taught myself. So painting, taught myself, just learned from trial and error. Fabrication's the same way. SolidWorks is the same way. I mean, I got really good at SolidWorks through just doing it. I mean, everything, I pretty much learn best by hands-on learning. So I don't know, the more things, if I want to do something, just do it. If I, make mistakes like the carbon fiber roof, then you just learn from them, and then you just, try over, and then you just add that experience, and then you just, next time you won't make the same mistakes. It'll be easier, it'll be quicker, and that's pretty much how I've learned everything. So you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thanks. Next build, the wide body van. First things first, though. I actually was thinking about doing that van. That'd be kind of cool. Dodge would probably kill me though if I did that. Dave, anything worth doing is worth doing well. Don't worry about how much time it's going to take. Thanks. Are you going to use a stock Hellcat dashboard in the interior? Take your time and kill it. So the plan is to use the Challenger dash and the Charger wiring. So it's I really like how the Challenger dash looks compared to the Charger dash, and I just feel like the electronics and everything are more oriented to a sports car instead of the Charger dash is more oriented to kind of a family sedan. Marriage of the Magnum hatch and the Charger trunk is what makes the build so sick. Thanks. I think so too. Now the easy part is done. How's your energy, enthusiasm for the tough stuff ahead? I feel like the hard stuff was what I did first. All the body work to me. So to me, body work and painting is more tedious than fabrication, building engines, and getting all that stuff put together. I mean, I literally could just bolt stuff together all day long, and it really doesn't really affect me. Body work is just, to me, just so tedious, and then masking and all the prep work, and you really have to, when you do body work, I mean, you get really dusty, but then you have to be clean to paint something, and it's just one of those things that there's so many different things that you have to do, and you have to also be clean while doing it. I mean, I usually stay really clean when I'm working on cars, but the whole bodywork aspect between sanding and getting all the dust all over you, and then having to just, it's putting something together is straightforward, but bodywork, I mean, like I showed you guys through the videos, I bodywork the car, bodywork the door, and then guide code it, and you could just see the difference between how wavy it was on a brand new factory panel from Dodge, and it just one of those things. You add skims here and there, and then you block it out, then you reprime it, and you see, oh, I have a few more skims that I have to do. So a subframe fabrication, I mean, you know exactly where you're going with it, you know exactly what you're doing. I weld it together, bolts right in, we're good to go. So to me, that's the easy stuff. So from Miami Beach, keep up the good work. Thanks. Will we see longer videos or limit? I don't know. I usually try to keep my videos around like 15 to 30 minutes. I know the videos really haven't been around 30 minutes for a while because of all the bodywork stuff, but I think we'll get back there. It's just one of those things. The bodywork was kind of burning me out. So it's now that it's done, I could, there's more to film. I mean, I just was feeling when I was filming stuff that, I've already done this. I keep doing this over and over again. So now that we're kind of doing something a little bit different, it'll be a nice change of pace. Dave, what did you think of that paint color on Trev's Evo wagon since you saw it in person? How is it? I actually like the color. I don't know. I wasn't really a fan when he told me about that he was just going to paint it white, but the mid coat really added something on top of it. I mean, it really gives it that extra little bit of spice, because just a pearl white car would have just been so bland. I mean, the nice thing about the mid coat that he put on there was it kind of has like a green to like pink hue, so it really just kind of changes a little bit, which is nice. But yeah, I think it looks good. Do you ever feel overwhelmed with the amount of the projects you have? Not really. I mean, really the only thing that is not really overwhelming, I really would like to, and I've been working towards it. I want to build a shop, and I've been talking about building a shop house for quite some time, so I could have everything in one spot, because it's just so tedious and so time consuming when you go to work on something and then you forgot what you needed to work on it at your other shop or at home or something like that. So I just want to consolidate everything, not have to worry about if I have my tools, just have everything set up exactly how I want it, and just be able to bust stuff out instead of it seems like a lot of the time I find that I need something else. Like when I'm working on the pulsar is an example. I was going to pull the transmission out of it. I'm like, well, I don't have this tool. I go get that tool. Then I come back, and then I'm like, oh, well, all my tools are pretty much at the junkyard. So then I have to go get another tool the next day. So it's just like day after day after day after day. And it'd be nice to just, oh, I need a tool. Go to my toolbox. It's all in one spot. So I'm working towards it. Hopefully, really projects don't overwhelm me. I know where I need to go. I'm pretty, patient and consistent. So I know where I want to go. I just get there, and it's going to take time. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others, and you just kind of have to continue and just get it done. Have you heard of Built Official, and what are your thoughts on his channel? I've never even heard of that channel. Hi, Dave. Other than the hatch, are you going to make other carbon fiber parts? So yeah, I'm going to make the trims that go around the finishing trims that go around the doors on the top out of the same carbon. Then I have the quarter glasses, since those can't be cut. I'm going to make those out of carbon, the ones that there's the back door and then there's that little quarter glass. Since I had to make that so much smaller, that'll just be out of carbon fiber, which will be nice. And I think that's it for now. I don't want to overwhelm myself with a bunch more carbon fiber. I wouldn't mind having the mirror caps out of the same carbon fiber, but um, that'll be way down the line once I'm finished with the car. Dave, car looks awesome. Thanks. Said something about the interiors. Hey Dave, the rear wing coming. Hold on. Hey Dave, is the rear wing coming along? So Black Ops AutoWorks has the rear wing that I made for the Charger / Magnum. So they, sometime in the next couple months it should be available, and we'll have some awesome wings for Magnums. So yeah, just keep a lookout. I'll have a video once the wing is available, because I'll have the first one. So yeah. Hey Dave, hold on. Hey Dave, will you mods your F450? Will you buy a diesel project car? So my F350 is already completely deleted and tuned. So, I usually just drive it around on Hot Street, which I think it's like 400 or 500 horse and like 1,000 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. And then I could turn it up to the race tune, which I felt was way too much for that truck. And it took it. I drove it around for a couple of days on that, but it's 600 and 1,200 foot-pounds. So it was just crazy fast. I was just like, I don't need it to be this fast. So I just changed it back to the Hot Street tune, and that seems like it's the perfect mix. So yeah. Let's see. Hey Dave, if you decide to build another one, would it take you the same amount of time, or would it be a faster build? So if I decided to build another one, another thing that extended the time of this project was making the car all-wheel drive. So if I did end up building another one of these, I wouldn't make it all-wheel drive. If I was going to produce these for people, I've told a few people that I would make them one. It probably would take me 6 months to do. I would go, for $200,000, I will go down to the local Dodge dealership, order whatever color, wide body Charger Hellcat they want, and then I'll turn it into a station wagon. So all I'll be doing is pretty much, doing the roof, doing the hatch area, and then doing the rear interior trim and everything. And that's pretty much it. I won't have to wait to get the quarter panels. I won't have to wait to get the rear doors. I won't have to wait for any of that. It'll just be, wham, bam, done. I'll paint that whole, I'll just have to paint the quarter panels and the upper rails and the roof and just kind of go from there. And it won't be that big of a deal. So, yeah, if anybody's interested, I'll convert them a brand new car for 200 grand. So, and that includes the price of the car, because the cars are like 90 something thousand dollars, which is quite a big cost, I guess. If you're gonna do that, if you want a wagon that bad, I mean, you're gonna have the cash to do it. So after this, will you do another wagon like a 300? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. What's up, Dave? What's up, Scott? Can't wait to see the finished project. Me and you both. The color is fantastic. Thanks. Absolute awesome build, and got me hooked on your vids. Thanks, Dave. Don't ever stop. Thanks, I appreciate that. Dave has Dodge Corporation has contacted you about your blue wagon. No, I haven't heard anything from Dodge. Your thoughts on Chevy C20s? I mean, they're pretty cool. I'm trying to find a decent condition 240Z. I mean, I just checked the normal for sale places. I mean, they're pretty difficult to find now. Are you gonna engine swap the Mini? It would be pretty cool with a Tesla swap. So the Tesla dropout would be way too big for the Mini. It's the car is wide and it's long and it's everything's just big about it. So it would make sense to put that. I don't even think the motor itself, because it's a sport motor. So it's, I mean, the motors are pretty big for the rear drive unit. It would I don't even think it would fit under like the front of the car. So I don't know. Hey, so what happened to the FC Turbo 2? It's just a car that I drive every once in a while. I still have it, and it runs and drives great. You ever pick up the vehicle you have in Virginia or wherever it was you needed to still get? So it was a Tesla. It was in New Hampshire. I finally was able to get it. So what actually ended up happening was IAA kind of screwed me over. So the car was cut in two. The back half is the half that I wanted, which wasn't that big of a deal. It was pretty small, but the front half was completely burned to the ground. And I ended up calling the auction, the IAA branch. I talked to the manager there, and I was like, hey, is there any way that you could just have somebody come pick this up for scrap? They can have, it's all aluminum. It's, the whole front of a Tesla, that's all, it's probably like 500 pounds worth of aluminum. It's probably like $500. So I was like, yeah, you guys could just, have one of your yard guys or anybody, take the front section to the scrap yard. I don't want it. So he's like, okay. Well, I ended up having a truck go there to pick it up. The yard guy tries to load the burnt half on his semi. The dude's like, screw that. I ain't picking that shit up. So he leaves. He calls me like 2 hours after he left. He's like, yeah, I left. They're trying to load some burnt shit on my truck. It wasn't happening. So I was like, they're only supposed to load the part that wasn't burned on your truck. And he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm not turning back around. So then I had to pay. It took me another week and a half to find a truck at $50 a day, and it adds up quick. So I did end up getting it picked up. It was a little bit more expensive than I wanted to pay for the car because of all the storage fees and everything, but I still got a great deal, because if you ever have looked up full dropouts for Tesla, sport units, they're like 15.5, 16 grand. So I paid like $550 after all the fees and everything. It was like, maybe $3,200 or something like that. So it was definitely well worth it. I mean, it wasn't a loss on my part. So I was really happy about that. And we'll have the video on and we'll figure out what we're gonna stick that thing in soon. Can't lie, man. I miss your Hellcat. I drive it. I do drive it every once in a while. Are you married? You think I could do this stuff if I was married? I had a few girlfriends and they never were about it. So, I'm just chilling. I've been chilling for like 5 years, and it's the best time of my life. It's so easy. It's so simple. So, I don't know. Maybe if I found the right girl, but I don't think they exist anymore. Okay, not sure if this was talked about before, but any plans of taking the wagon to SEMA? Yes, I do plan on taking it to SEMA. Let's see. Hey, Dave, when are you going to do some work on the engine? The engine is actually going to come up. So once the subframes are done, I'll get all the suspension bolted in, all the rear stuff bolted in, the training bolted in, and then we'll do then I'll build the short block. I need to figure out where I'm going to mount all the dry sump stuff. We'll just kind of go from there. So I'm just going to kind of work my way from the back forward, because there's so much more stuff in the front than the back. So I'll have to worry about getting all the coolers. There's a ton of coolers in the front, and so on. So we'll figure that all out. YouTube Nation, thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. You retracted your message though. I wish I knew what it said. You have kids? Nope. No, I don't. I have a wagon, but no kids. You still have the 300C? 300C? I never had a 300C. C31 Nissan. Z31 Nissan. It's 300Z. What? It's a Chrysler 300C. I still have the Nissan. I've never had a 300C though. Did you ever think about chopping it at the back doors, making it a coupe, or always wanted? I wanted it to be a 4-door. I didn't see the benefit of it being a 2-door. If I wanted to build a 2-door wagon, I would just convert a Challenger, I think. Hey Dave, I noticed you are doing the whole modifying car bit too. I was wondering if, hold on, if you could help. Oh shit. Stupid notifications. Well, it's been like an hour, so I need to edit the video and let's see. How old am I? I think I'm 34. 35. I don't know. I don't remember. Something like that. Somewhere around there. Let's see. Custom interior or red-eye interior. We'll see. It might just be stock interior. So it's been an hour. I am going to end the live stream here because I need to edit tomorrow's video. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow there'll be a Tesla video. I mean, I think a lot of people probably on my channel won't. I don't know. I think a lot of Dodge people might not like the whole Tesla idea, but I'll be doing some cool stuff with it. So we'll, I guess the video will be posted tomorrow. You guys can watch it if you like to. If you don't watch it. But thanks for watching. See you guys next week.